I've been thinking a lot lately about why buyers buy from us. And I hope that this is a thought that you are spending a lot of time thinking about too. I want to share a couple of ideas on why your buyer might be buying, and I'll spoil this whole video right now telling you it's not the features that you and the product team are building. But the truth is, your buyer is buying for a totally different reason. And there's two resources I'm going to point you to by the end of this video that will help you think through this exact question of why buyers are buying to solve the problems that they have. The first resource I'll point you to is a tool called Jobs to be Done. This is something that has been kind of around innovation circles for a long time, but essentially states everybody has a job to do. And so if my job is to get the house cleaned, there's a few things I can do. One of them, I could hire somebody to come clean the house, but I could also hire a book about organization and cleanliness so that I can develop patterns and practices that help me keep my house clean. Another thing I could do is I could hire a Netflix series and go watch Marie Kondo, figure out how to design the right storage areas and purge the items that are in the way that I don't need, which, by the way, if I pan the camera this way, you'd see that I have not watched Marie Kondo. But it's very important to think about, okay, what is the problem that's being solved here? Because there's a pretty good chance that your buyer isn't waking up saying, oh, I really need a CRM today. And you may have the best CRM that's built for that market, but likely they're not going to wake up and be thinking in that language. Okay, here's the second resource I wanted to point you to. This is an article from the Harvard Business Review where you talk about the elements of B2B value. The chart in the HBR article starts by calling out some of the very basic needs. So think about the pyramid of human basic needs. I think that was Maslow, and some of that's been disproven today, but we all have this need for like food, water, shelter, right? We've got basic needs. Well, your buyer has some basic needs too. There are some things about the product that are table stakes. Usually the buyer has an economic expectation, right? They want to be seeing ROI come from the product, whether that's improved top line, whether that is fitting the budget. These things are very kind of economic and baseline. Other elements of why our B2B buyer is buying include thinking about someone's career. How often have you thought, man, if I sold this thing, I could get this guy promoted? Maybe you haven't thought that way, but I've thought that way a bunch because I've seen it happen where an innovative client brings the right tool in to do the job, and sure enough, people start noticing that innovation. They notice that that person is solving a problem for not just their group, but the rest of the company. What happens, that person is seen as somebody who solves problems. People who solve problems are often the ones that are being promoted. So let's not overlook that having access to your network as a vendor might be something that your prospects are looking for. Maybe they want to come to your party so you have fun parties, but that's buying attention. They probably want to do is come and connect with other people who are doing a similar job, or who are living through a similar problem, or living through a similar transition in their industry. A few years ago, it was all the hot talk to talk about digital transformation. Well, where are we today with that? Like, people may not be saying that, but the people who are digitally transforming companies, they found each other, they connected with each other because they had the same problems. How do we get the C-suite to use certain tools? How do we get the rank and file to use this other tool that's going to digitize our information so we can make better decisions and build bigger data sets? They need each other to figure that out. And so a lot of the vendors who are selling into that space and understanding that there's transformation happening in these big industries, we're also bringing together people that they can learn from each other. And when they learn from each other and they do it on your dime, hopefully that they're also connecting and finding, oh, these are some customers of this product, so maybe I should be a customer of the product too. So there you go. 2 quick resources for you to spend some time over the next month or so thinking very specifically about how your buyer buys and how to meet them with that challenge. Instead of thinking, how do I just get you to demo my software because my features are awesome? I want you to think about, how do I get involved in the conversation about the problem that they're having? Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, send it to a friend.